ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्य आणीस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीते नाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारमवतु भक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ। Om, may my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both, speech and mind, be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om. Peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. Good morning. This morning I am going to speak one interesting subject. I have selected this subject because only few days ago we had the three blessed day. That is Lord Buddha's birthday. So it is three blessed day means on the same day Lord Buddha took birth. On the same day, obviously after few years, on the same day he was enlightened. He awakened. From Gautam he became Buddha. And on the same day he left his mortal body. So it was the three blessed day. However, most of the times we discuss the philosophy of Lord Buddha, we discuss his life and his teachings. But this morning I thought that I would discuss about the organization. Buddha said, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam Saranam Gacchami, and Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. So Buddha is the philosophy, Buddha is the enlightenment, is the spirituality. Then Dharma is the organization. Sangham is the organization. And Dharma is the teachings. So, In Buddhist philosophy also, it has three pillars. It is called Pitaka. Tri means three in Pali, and Pitaka means the basket. So three baskets. These are three canons, three fundamental scriptures of Buddhism. So they are called Sutta Pitaka, which deals with different philosophical and theological aspect or spiritual aspect. Then there is Vinaya Pitaka. Vinaya Pitaka deals with these rules and regulation of Buddhist monasticism. And then there is Abhidhamma Pitaka. Abhidhamma Pitaka deals with Buddha's teachings. So I thought this morning I would discuss the Buddhist monastic order and Ramakrishna monastic order. So both these monastic orders founded in India. Buddhist monastic order is the oldest active monastic order in the world. I got two sources, to be very frank. From one source I found that Buddhist monastic order spreaded in the Middle East, Syria, etc., etc. And then it came to the West, and by the influence of Buddhist monastic order, the Christian monastic order slowly developed from the desert life. In ancient time, in Christianity, we find the desert life. As we know, in 40 days, Christ roamed in desert. In another source I found that this Christianity slowly percolated in Indian psyche, and by the influence of Western monastic ideals or the desert life, Buddha formed or founded the Buddhist organization. So I have not evaluated which one is correct. However, this is the oldest monastic order. At the same book where it is said that Buddhist monastic order was founded by the influence of Christian monastic order, in the same book, it is actually the encyclopedia. In the same book, I found that Buddhist monastic order is the oldest active monastic order in the world. Yes. And Ramakrishna order is the oldest philosophical school, the ancient philosophical school of Sanatana Dharma, but is the youngest monastic order in the world. So I thought that this kind of discussion may arise some interest in your mind. According to the Buddhist tradition, the order of monks and nuns was founded by Buddha during his lifetime, between the 5th and 4th centuries BCE. when he accepted a group of fellow renunciants as his followers. It was founded in India. Ramakrishna Monastic Order was founded by Sri Ramakrishna himself in 1886 at the Kashipur Garden House, Kolkata, in India. Although the formal shape was given by Swami Vivekananda, was framed by Swami Vivekananda. It is said that Sri Ramakrishna at one point of time climbed to the terrace of Dakshineshwar and called in different sides, facing different sides, that where are you? Please come, I am waiting for you. In the same way, it is said that Buddha also shouted and cried loudly that where are you? Please come, I am waiting for you. It is said that Swami Vivekananda, when he wanted to formulate the rules of the monastic order, Swami Vivekananda dictated the rules, and Swami Shuddhananda, afterwards he is the disciple of Swami Vivekananda, and afterwards Sharat, his name also was Sharat. So Shudhir. So he afterwards he became the Swami Shuddhananda. So he wrote the dictation of Swami Vivekananda. Similarly, Buddha narrated the rules which became the Vinaya Pitaka. So Buddha narrated the rules, explained the rules, and it is said that Ananda, he took the notes. So, monasticism originated in ancient religious tradition in India. I am not bringing here the concept of monasticism in Christianity, because this is not my subject matter this morning. I shall only restrict myself to India, because I am describing the Buddhist monastic order and the Ramakrishna monastic order. Both were founded in India and developed in India. That's why I restrict myself to India. So, the term monasticism is related with other two terms. One is monastic and other is monastery. All these terms derive from the Greek word monos. Monos means alone. Thus, the aspect of living alone dominated the understanding of monasticism. A monastery is the shelter where some people bound by some religious vows, same religious vows, live in a particular community. Each practitioner is called monastic, and the institutionalized lifestyle is called monasticism. We find three terms of monasticism in Vedic period, because Vedic period is earlier than Buddhist period. So we find three terms in Vedic period. They are rishis, munis, and yati. Yati means also, we know the flame. Flame is Jyoti. And then also the one of the sect of monastics are called Jati. Among them, the rishis were the most important. The word rishi comes from the root rish, which means to move or to go. A rishi is one who through knowledge has gone beyond the ocean of transmigratory existence. Means the ocean of this world. Rishati Jnanena Samsara Param. By their knowledge, Jnanena, Rishis, Jnanena Samsara Param. So the ocean of samsara, they crossed the samsara, the ocean of samsara by Jnanena, by knowledge. They are called Rishi. All the hymns of Vedas, all the spiritual truths of Upanishads revealed by the rishis. Hence, rishis are described as the seers of mantras. The Upanishad, how Upanishad came into existence, it is not written by any one single personal person. So it is revealed by the rishis, one mantra revealed by one rishis. And throughout their life, they revealed in meditation, they realized those mantras. And parampara, by succession, these mantras came into existence. So that is why it is said that rishis are described as seers of mantras, such as Vasishtha, Risayo mantra drashta, Vishishta Adi. So Vishishta Adi, Vishishta is one of the seers, Rishi, Vasishtha. So Rishayo mantra drashta. So they are the seers of mantra. Then another scholar, Yashka, defines a rishi is one who gives utterances of spiritual truth. Yasha Vyakyam Sa Rishi. So this exact Vakyam, Rishi Vakya, it is called Rishi Vakya, means it is truth. So they deliver the truth, rishis. So that is why it is said, Yasha Vakyam Sa Rishi. Who can deliver the truth? He is Rishi. A Rishi is one who has acquired a deep insight or transcendental vision. So they are called Kavi. Kavi means Kranta Darshi. In Sanskrit, Kranta means the, if you stand a extremely big field, you can see that sky meets the boundary of the field, horizon. So they can see the horizon. In Sanskrit, the horizon is called Kranta. So Kranta Darshi, they can visualize or see the horizon, means they can see the infinite. That is why they are also called Rishi, Kranta Darshi. The ancient rishis were the creator of spiritual traditions which form the foundation of Indian culture. Many of them were married and lived in hermitage called ashrama. So there were no schools, Irrespective of king and the poor people, they sent their kids to this hermitage, to the rishis, for learning, to their ashramas. They lived in their ashramas and they learned. So that same thing is followed by Ramakrishna order. In Ramakrishna order, you can find, in schools and colleges, those are residential. They live with the monks and they learn. So their lifestyle, their thought process, those are changed. And also they are learning. So that is the point of ashrama. That was the ancient tradition, Vedic tradition. And rishis, they were the teacher at that time. Apart from rishis, we have other two terms, which is called muni and yati. So who lived in hermitage and taught students who flocked to them. There were solitary, wandering ascetics known as munis. Munis means mananam iti munayoho. Those who performs mananam. Mananam means reflection. They were deep contemplation. They do. They are called muni. They are ascetics, lived in solitary life. And yatis, who are mentioned in Rig Veda. In Taittiriya Aranyaka, we find that groups of ascetics such as Vaikhanasa, Balakhilyas and Bhatarasanas. These are the terms used for different sects of munis. In another place, the Taittiriya Aranyaka mentions other type of ascetics such as Sramanas and Tapasas. So Sramanas, sometimes the Buddhist bhikshu, they are called Sramana. And Tapasa, those who perform tapas. Since these ascetics observed celibacy, austerity, and practice mental disciplines, they may be regarded as monk. In ancient times, there was no church. Religious life was highly decentralized. Religious authority is vested in two institutions. So the monks, they used to roam. It is, I shall come to that point. They used to roam in different places. So the priesthood, which is hereditary, no celibacy, unorganized, and then monasticism. These are two actually religious types. So monasticism, which is uninvolved in social life. Now I shall discuss on monasticism only, not the priesthood. So the monastic life has two patterns in ancient time. One is called eremeritical or solitary. This solitary is two types, wandering and stationary. So they live solitary life. But solitary life are two types, They wander from one place to another everywhere. They never stay more than 3 days at one place. So they are called Bahudaka, wandering monks. And then Kutichaka, they are stationary. They do not want, but solitary life. In Europe, we find wandering monk system. Actually, in Europe, the wandering monk system is not allowed at all. Then we find another types of monks They are called synobiotic, means they live in the community. So I said that in community they live under shelter, but that is also isolated. Although they are living in community, but their shelter is not participate in the social gathering or social activities. Because the word monk came from the word manas, which means alone. So these cenobiotic or community people, the first thing is ashrama, is called ashrama. A temporary institution of a few monks living with a guru. This is the structure of ashrama. The emphasis is on contemplation. The ashrama is not an exclusively monastic institution. There are ashramas for householders also, like Vedic rishis. They have also ashrama. So, this is one type of thing. Guru is head and his disciples live, that is called ashrama. Then, second type is called matha. Matha is a permanent institution with a single monk who, like the bishop in Christianity, ministers to the need of lay people. Emphasis is on ritualistic worship, teaching and preaching. Well-known modes are the 5 modes, of Shankaracharya, actually 4 modes. In Shankaracharya, we know, including Kanchi Mat is 5. So then there are Ahobila Mat in Tamil Nadu and Prakala Mat in Karnataka. Then Ramanuja's followers and the 8 mathas of Madhacharya at Udupi. Apart from these, there are several independent matha which are almost like akhdas, except that they do not have Nagasadhus. To this category, like Mat, this Ramakrishna order may also belong. But as a matter of fact, the Ramakrishna order does not fit into any of these traditional patterns. With its written rules, centralized administration, and involvement in social life. So this Mat, they do not participate in the social life, but Ramakrishna Mission participates in the social life. It bears greater resemblance to the order of friars in Christianity, especially the Jesuits. Ramakrishna order has a similarity to this. I shall come to the regulation of that. Then there are akhdas, the semi-permanent institution of a large number of monks living together without any written rule under a mahanta or abbot. In akhada, the head is called mahanta, or just like the abbot in Christianity, originally organized as a military order of Naga sadhus. So Naga sadhus are also in the akhdas. Irregular, no discipline, means what they want they can do, not as a group, individually. But they stay together, but they are independent. This is called akhada. One mahant is there, so he organized everything, he take care of the shelter, that's all. These monks are under the spiritual guidance of Mandaleshwara, who may live independently in their own ashramas. The main akhadas are Nirvani akhada, Niranjani akhada, Juna akhada, and Ananda akhada. These are the traditional ancient akhadas located in Haridwar and other Himalayas, in the area of Himalayas. And obviously this Niranjani akhada, these are Naga akhadas. And you know, in Indian tradition, their place is first. Only within, I think, next month or within few months, there will be Kumbh Mela. So in the Kumbh Mela, there is in Allahabad, this time probably maybe Allahabad. So the first in the Shahi, it is called the Shahi Snana. So they dip in the water, you know. It is called Shahi Snana. In the Shahi Snana, the Nagas go first. They are in the monastic communities, their place is in the first. Hindu monks belong to four main divisions. You know, Dashanami Sampradaya is one. Then the Vairagi, then the Udasi. These are the sect of monks, four sects of monks. One is Dasanami. Dasanami means 10 sects made by Shankaracharya, you know. And Ramakrishna order falls in there under Dashanami Sampradaya made by Shankaracharya. Then there is Vairagi Sampradaya. Then there is Udasi. And then there are Yogis. These are four types of monks in traditional monks. So this is the structure. I do not go detail into this, but this is the structure of monastic community and everything made by Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was the masterpiece. Before that, it was not very structured. And then Buddha. What is the Buddha's contribution in monastic order? Buddha was the pioneer because Buddha was born 5,000 years before Shankaracharya. So, Buddha's main contribution towards the monastic order, he has a lot of contributions, but Buddha's towering personality, his great act of renunciation, his mass induction and monastic way of life created a tidal wave of interest in monasticism in India. The main contribution of Buddha in monastic life is this. He opened monastic life to all without distinction of caste or class and without any preconditions. Before that, even in Hindus, nobody is allowed to become a monk unless he is Brahmin by caste. It is Shankaracharya's rule. But in Ramakrishna order, Swami Vivekananda, a kind of bypassed that rule. How he did it? So Brahminhood means one must have the sacred thread. The Brahmins are called Dijwa. Two births. They have two births. One birth is the biological birth, and another when they are initiated in this sacred thread, or they take the oath of Brahmanic, cult. So that is the sacred thread. So what Swamiji said, that the day when Sri Ramakrishna was born, from that day onward, the Satyayug started. Satyayug means the golden age. The Satyayug started. So everyone has been elevated in the Brahminhood. So what he did, he elevated everybody to Brahminhood. So that is the Brahmana. What does Brahmana means? Brahmacharati iti. So Brahmacharati, Brahma means here the Vedas. Who studies Veda? They are called Brahmana. And in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Guno karma vibhageshu. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna never says that by birth, by the right of birth, you are become Brahmana. He says, I did force the sect. I did the 4 sects of in the society, 4 divisions. But it is according to Guna Karma Vibhageshu. I made this Vibhaga by Guna and Karma, what they are doing and what is their quality. So if one elevated, and in our scripture there are examples that the Shudra, they elevated by their karma to Brahminhood. So it is not that by birth. So that is why it is said, but in Ramakrishna order, so elevated, and then there will be no problem of getting sannyasa. So this elevation is there. So that is called Brahmacharya. So Brahmacharya means elevation in Brahminhood. And then one can have the sannyasa. There will be no problem because they become Brahmana. And they practiced for some time this Brahminhood. And then they will get the sannyasa. So Swamiji did in this way. But Buddha, he opened without distinction of caste, class, without any preconditions. That is the greatness. Then Buddha instituted the concept of monastic order known as Sangha, which was a loosely knit cenobiotic. I said cenobiotic. Cenobiotic means the isolation. So cenobiotic pattern of monastic life. This way of life protected the monks from the dangers of eremitical solitary life and also gave them the respectable social identity. So they are, I said that cenobiotic life is 2 types. One is wandering and another is stationary. So this Buddhist was both combined, stationary and wandering. So he made this Sangha. He was the first person who conceptualized these things. Third, the life of monks came to be regulated by strict moral rules and codes of conduct. As a result, monasticism became a well-defined, disciplined, and prestigious way of life. So strict code of conduct is there. It is not that it is very loose. The fourth, Buddha induced missionary zeal in the minds of these followers. Buddhist monks traveled to different parts of India and neighboring countries. They played an important role in bringing about social culture changes in all those places. We know Ceylon, Burma, the Buddhist monk, only one monk, they went there and changed the whole country. China. So Japan, so the whole country is Buddhist. So this was the contribution. So they are solitary, at the same time they go. But what are the difference between Ramakrishna order and this Buddhist monastic order? In Buddhist monastic order, almost the same structure, but the difference is in Ramakrishna order, there is one central headquarter. All the centers are controlled by one central headquarter. But in Buddhism, there are different mats or ashramas, but they are not centralized controlled. They are independent. They control themselves. They have their independent sets of rules. But in Ramakrishna order, one central rule is followed by all the centers. This is the difference. Then, if a new center or a monk wants to leave the order, then what will happen? If a monk wants to leave the order, in Ramakrishna order, if they leave, there is no connection with Ramakrishna order. Ramakrishna order completely isolated or completely, cut the monk from the order list and keep no connection with them. And they do not encourage anybody to keep connection with them. But in Buddhist order also, because it is the independent centers, in Buddhist order, when they leave, one person cannot organize a Buddhist order. In Ramakrishna order, one person, if he leaves the Ramakrishna order, he can form another organization, not the Ramakrishna order, but another organization he can form and he can continue that. There will be no problem. But in Buddhist monastic order, one person cannot form a new center. One person, at least two persons is required to form another organization, or that may be the Buddhist organization. He can continue because they are independent. But in Ramakrishna order it is not possible because Ramakrishna order is controlled by one central place. Then, the Buddhist monasticism, however, is not without drawbacks. There are few drawbacks in Buddhist monasticism. And obviously, there are challenges in Ramakrishna monastic order also. In the first place, it is based on a negative view of life. Although it is negative view of life, but you can find that thousands and thousands of people, they accept the Buddhism. So, because the first challenge of Ramakrishna order is this. Ramakrishna order speaks about Brahman, speaks about Vedanta. It is very difficult, although in Vedanta there is Ananda aspect, there is a joy, permanent joy. But this joy or happiness is not ephemeral. This is not worldly. This is transcendental. So it is very difficult to let people understand the transcendental aspect of life. But Buddhism, although it is a kind of negative approach, but Buddhism explains the suffering. There are suffering. Each one of us, we understand and we have the experience of suffering. So they can connect themselves with the suffering. So there are suffering, there is way out of suffering. That is the message Buddha gave. So how to way out? So we want to get rid of suffering. That doesn't mean happiness. That doesn't mean happiness. Buddha never says happiness. So the way out of suffering. But Vedanta says the ananda, happiness, eternal happiness. But that is the transcendental happiness. Where Buddha is saying dukkha, the life means dukkha. Life is suffering. But Vedanta says life is joy, eternal joy. Life is ananda. Still, Vedanta is facing these challenges that it is transcendental. But sorrow is the worldly things. So people can connect well. This is the challenges. And sorrow, negative thing. That is why Buddhism is a little bit negative. Sorrow is negative thing. Buddha saw life as full of sorrow. By contrast, the sages of Upanishads saw ananda, joy. In Hindu monasticism, renunciation means giving up of lower pleasure for the sake of attaining supreme bliss of Brahman. Secondly, Buddha saw monastic life as the only way of salvation. This is the great demerits of Buddhism. Buddha says everyone should become monk, irrespective of male and female, everyone. So, the only way of salvation. He therefore exhorted everyone to become a monk. When large number of people, even now, if you go to India, I saw in many places, as for example, I went, what is called, the Gangtok. It is, what is the state? Sikkim. I went in Sikkim. I went in other places also. I found that there is at the top of the hill there is a monastery, and the local village, which is the foot hill, there is a village, and from each house one boy, they became the monk of that house, and they go to that monastery and they work. Whole day they go spend there by turn. So the whole village is Buddhist village. So this kind of structure is there. Now the whole family is not becoming the monk, but the monk or nun, but they work there throughout the day by turn and come back and maintain the household life. So what is the problem in that concept? When large number of people take to monastic life, the society loses much of its productive vigor and creative potentialities. So who will become the research scholar? Who will become the scientist? Who will develop the scientific aspect of the society if everybody becomes monk? The life and attitudes of Buddhist monks came to be cramped by too many rules and regulations. As a result, Buddhist monasticism lost the spirit of inquiry and openness to truth which characterized the original message of Buddha. So this is another problem. So many rules, and I have mentioned that Vinaya Pitaka In three Pitakas, Binaya Pitaka is the book where the rules of the monks are written. Buddhism did not accept the universal truth of consciousness, Atman or Brahman, discovered by the ancient sages of India and embodied in Vedantic scriptures. As a result, Buddhist monasticism lost its roots in the mystical tradition of India and became out of sync with the spiritual tradition of the country. You know, the Indian people, they are connected with some personal God, always. Their psyche is connected with the personal God. So without any Brahman or without any kind of grounded thing, only Shunya, they were unable to connect themselves. So that's why Buddhism, actually Swami Vivekananda narrated in detail, he discussed in detail why Buddhism was completely gone from India. Because Buddha was from India. But here, most unfortunate thing is that you cannot find Buddhism in anywhere. Buddhism, the ground of Buddhism, you cannot find anywhere in India. Isolated way, there are few motts, but you cannot find the ground there. There are various reasons, and obviously the invasion of Muslims is one of them. And Swami Vivekananda actually, and their philosophical, and they become so rich, that was also another cause of their downfall. There are various causes of their downfall. But this is another very important points of their downfall. In Buddhism, religious authority and the power of social cohesion are vested in the monastic institution. Therefore, when Buddhist monasteries and universities in India were destroyed by foreign invaders in the 11th and 12th century, it led to the disappearance of Buddhism from the land of its origin. See, Nalanda, Takshashila, when those were destroyed because they governed the whole country. One Ashoka, he was converted into Buddhism and he ruled there in Ceylon. So the emperors, king, they became Buddhist and they control in the Buddhist way. And the educational institution, Nalanda, Takshashila, and all other, Pataliputra, all other those things, they governed the whole institution of the country. So when they were destroyed, the foundation was gone. That is one of the reasons. And another reason is that for the survival of Hinduism is that in it religious authority is completely decentralized and remains diffused among the laity. What happened in Hinduism? Lot of invaders, Muslim, Christianity, but still Hinduism survived. Why? Because it is not centralized. It is decentralized and it has been practiced by the laity. Laity means the ordinary people. It has been practiced by ordinary people. Each one of the country practiced Hinduism. So that's why even there was invader, there was lot of killing, lot of destruction, but Hinduism exists. That is the other point of it. However, so this is the main structure of Ramakrishna order and Buddhism, Buddhist monastic order, the monastic order. Do you have any question? Yes.
What are the challenges for the Ramakrishna order?
The first challenge I have mentioned, to let people understand. Just I am giving one example. If you ask me, are you Hindu? I said yes, but more likely Vedantist. Then you will ask next question, what is Vedanta? I cannot tell you what is Vedanta in one sentence. I have to explain you. That is the challenge. That is the challenge. We follow Vedantic philosophy. What is Vedanta? Vedanta is the later part of Upanishads, which is called Vedanta. Vedanta based on Brahman. What is Brahman? Which cannot be described. It is the transcendental thing. So people, it is difficult for a person to connect with that. But we know this is the science of spirituality. Vedanta is the way of life and the science of spirituality. So these are the challenges. There are other challenges also, the practical challenges, of Ramakrishna order. There are various challenges. Again, according to the restriction, the Buddhist restriction they have. Although Ramakrishna order has flexibility, but even though there are restrictions, we cannot go and mix with, in the publicity, just a church, they do that things, There are difference between the activities of churches and the Ramakrishna order. We cannot publicize these things. This is the age of publicity. So Ramakrishna order do not publicize. It is said that Ramakrishna order, it is criticized in one of the books. Actually, I can tell the name of that also because it is. So one of the books, it is said that Ramakrishna monks, they do not reach out, especially the Vedantic monks, they do not reach out to the society and they do not reach out what they should have. But we have our own, discipline and own restriction. That much we can reach out, not beyond that. That's the point. Any question? Yes, please.
You mentioned earlier that something that is unique about the Ramakrishna order, as opposed to other monastic orders, is that they engage socially as well. They're engaged in the social aspect.
Yeah.
I guess
Social aspect means the relief work.
Yes.
The relief work, the hospital, the school and colleges, like that. But in this country, we do not. Now few organizations have started. We also have started philanthropic works. We have also started some philanthropic works, as for example, Second Harvest, the gift tree, and the correctional home, etc. We have already started 3 activities, philanthropic activities.
So I guess my question is, do you have any way to explain this Ramakrishna order understands differently than other monastic orders that carries them?
Yes, as for example, the other four modes of Shankaracharyas. The Buddhist monastic order, although Buddha's first message was to serve others, but you cannot find any hospital run by Buddhist monastic order. You cannot find, now we find there, even the Shankar Mat also, different Mat of Shankaracharyas, they are starting these philanthropic works. The Ramakrishna order faced terrible challenges especially in Uttarakhand, especially in Himalayas, to serve people. They called their Bhandi Sadhu, means they did not accept Ramakrishna monks as swamis because they are cleaning the dirt from and they are serving the hospitalizing the people, They are carrying the monks to the hospital and treat them. Because why monk will do these things? Even here, you will be surprised to know that even we have our devotees, few devotees, they are coming from, close devotees, they are coming from different parts of India. They cannot accept that Swami is working and involving all activities of this center. They say the Swami will do the meditation and all other things, sermons and all other things, spiritual things. Why he would be involved in all other activities of the order, of the center? We shall do that. So there are views. And we find them. They sometimes surprise that why Swamis are involving in all the activities of the center. But Ramakrishna order is like that. Swami Vivekananda said that this moment you will produce the vegetable, the next moment you will study the scripture, the other moment you will meditate, and the fourth moment you will carry the vegetable to the market for selling. Yes.
Yes, in Buddhism there is no role for common sense.
Yeah. That was the great thing, The mother, Buddha's mother was Gautami, So Gautami, actually his aunt, Gautami and his wife. So what happened with them? The Ananda came, his dear disciple, and asked Buddha, please give permission for women monastery. And ultimately Buddha was a little bit reluctant, but ultimately Buddha gave the permission. So definitely there is a convent, Buddhist convent for nuns. And her mother and her wife was the first nun, became first nun. Yes.
You mentioned the wandering monk system, where a monk can be staying in the same place for 3 days, and then you talked about how there are certain parts of the world where that's not allowed. You gave Europe as an example. So I'm just curious, how come this hostility towards the wandering monk system?
Yeah, this is still it is persisting. Those monks, they live on alms, bhiksha, and they roam. They never stay 3 days, more than 3 days in one place. That's all. Many swamis are there. Many swamis are there. Few swamis are there, they are circumambling the Narmada. It is called Narmada Parikrama. Number of times they are traveling. Whole life they will do that. Narmada Parikrama. And they will live, they will die.
I think Arun was asking why there's hostility towards those wandering monks and some countries.
What is sustainability?
Yeah, like,
How they live?
I don't know if I could like phrase it better, but like, you mentioned how Europe, like, they wouldn't allow the system of like monks and monks
In Europe.
So,
In our order, you are talking? No, I could not understand your question actually.
like earlier in the lecture, you're talking about how like some places in the world, like Europe, the system was not allowed. Like monks were not allowed to sort of wander. Like this.
Oh, in Europe.
Yeah,
In Europe, they are not allowed.
that's what I'm asking. Why?
That is their rule. That is the monastic rule. They are not allowing that. They think that if a monk roam here and there, probably that is not proper. They should sit one place and they should meditate. There are few, it is very interesting. There are few places, on the other hand, there are few places the monk enter into the coop, into the room, small room. And that is very dangerous. It is a cliff actually. And on the mountain cliff, there are some cells. They come by rope and they stay there. Their food is served from the rope from the upstairs. The whole life they stay there. They die there. They understand when they are not taking the food. And then another monk come there. Whole life they stay there. Yes.
What is the role of Prabhupada in Ramakrishna mission?
What is the role of
Prabhupada?
Pravarjika? Means you are nuns?
The nuns, yes.
No. Here is another difference, you can say. In Buddhism, it is easier that they are not controlled, centrally controlled. So they are independent. So if there is any nuns convent, they control themselves. Their administration independently in that place, not centrally controlled. In Ramakrishna order, the main ashramas for male monks, this is controlled by one central place. But the nuns, the nuns convent, we don't have any, it is Swami Vivekananda's rule, because this whole monastery rule framed by Swami Vivekananda. It is Swami Vivekananda's rule that there will be no connection between the nuns convent and the monks monastery. There will be no connection. So we don't have any connection between the nuns and the monks in administration, in anything else. Even we are not allowed to go to one place. It is completely different. We don't have any idea about that. We don't know what they are doing. We don't know what they are. We have no any idea. Do you have any question? Anything? Any question? Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma kaschit dukkham apnuat sarvastarotu durgani sarvo bhadrani pashyatu sarva sadbuddhimapnotu sarva sarvatra nandatu durjana sajjano bhuyat sajjana shantimapnuat shantamucchete bandhebhyo muktaschanyan vimochayet. May all be happy, may all enjoy good health, may all see happy events, may all be freed from miseries, may all be freed from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bondages, may the freed make others free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied, for He being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. So next Sunday, as usual, we have our Sunday service here, and there will be no any interruption in June. One interruption, one Sunday, there will be no lecture. You can find it in the bulletin. Probably the second Sunday, it looks like. And in July, there will be the 4th of July. Please attend the whole day spiritual retreat. There will be several Swamis will come from different centers, from San Francisco, from Sacramento, and the guest Swami is coming from Florida. Theme this year, the theme will be Swami Vivekananda and Neo Vedanta. These Swamis will speak on Swami Vivekananda and Neo Vedanta. They will speak on this subject. And there will be songs, poems, music, etc., etc. So please attend, and there will be the question answer session also. Please attend with your family, friends and acquaintances. Thank you. As usual, tea and coffee will be served, followed by Perasannatmananda.